Hey guys, what's up? Brent Calmer from Blue Water VST. I want to share a quick tip with you today on saving snapshots in Reaktor. This is something that seems like it would be very straightforward and very simple to do. But if you're unfamiliar with the terminology that Reaktor uses, it can be a little confusing and frustrating. So let's clear away that confusion now. I have loaded Carbon 2, which is a wonderful subtractive synth that's part of Reaktor's factory content. And I have taken this snapshot 79 Aphex tone, which I think is a reference to Aphex Twin. It sounds like this. So it's this trippy kind of bell sound. Very nice. Now what I want to do is add some percussive elements to it. I want to make it a slightly more percussive sound by drawing down the decay and adding some, some delay to kind of make it more rhythmic. So the first thing that I'm going to do is come down here to the bottom right of our interface and click on this source. This will bring up 3 envelope generators here at top, and I'm going to click on envelope generator 1, and I see that my decay setting is set rather high. So to make this somewhat more percussive, I'm going to draw this down a bit. That's nice. And then I'm going to come over to Effects, activate our delay unit at bottom by clicking on this button. And then I am going to dial in some delay for the left and right channels. So I'm going to click this up to 5/16 notes. And maybe the right channel at 3. I'm going to pull down these fine this fine field. It's a millisecond offset for each channel. So I'm just going to turn that down to 0. Now here's what we have. So that's nice. I want to bring more of the dry signal into the mix though. So I'm going to come over here to the right, pull this mix down to about 12 o'clock so we have equal parts dry and wet. And then this swap function, which determines how you feed the delay or the feedback back into the delay. I'm going to turn this down to about 12 o'clock as well. So now I have this sound that I like, and I want to save this without saving over the original snapshot, of course. So what I'm going to do is come down to Append, and I'm going to click on this. And what you'll see, notice first off, and this is very important, is that when you click on any of these 3 buttons, it gets pushed in. Now to complete the operation, you have to click it again so it comes back into the out position. This is the source of tremendous frustration for people because they click append, they write in their file name, they do something else, or they write in their snapshot name, they do something else, and the snapshot is vaporized because they haven't finished the operation. So let's see how to do this here. So Aphex Tone has now appeared in the next open snapshot slot, which is what append does. It's going to find the next empty slot in the snapshot bank and put your snapshot in there. And if there are no empty slots in the snapshot bank, it will move on to the next one. And if there are no empty slots anywhere, it just won't do anything. But here it's dropped our snapshot in here with a Aphex Tone 1 file name. I want to change this to Aphex Tone Delay. And now I come over here and I press append again, and now it's in there in snapshot slot 87. And now if I click back up to our original, you hear that they are indeed different snapshots. Now store is something I honestly don't use very much because it overwrites the current snapshot that you're working in. This is useful, of course, if you're making adjustments and then you want to overwrite that snapshot with the snapshot that is the result of the adjustments you've made. But I find it much easier and just less confusing to use append or insert. And the difference between append and insert is that insert is going to drop a snapshot right below the one you're working in. So if I have Aphex Tone Delay selected, click insert, it's going to put another one in there, and I can click insert again, and then it's good to go. Now this is a case in which you might want to use store. So because if you're inserting something, you're copying that snapshot, and then you might want to, I don't know, turn on the phaser. That's a nice phaser. And then store that. Now of course I'd want to change that name again so that I'm not confusing myself. So now we have our 2 different snapshots. Now here's the final piece, and this is another piece that's led to a lot of frustration for people. is that you actually have to save the ensemble. It's not enough to just save the snapshots and to go through the process of appending or storing or inserting them. You actually have to come up and save the ensemble. When you click Save Ensemble, it will prompt you to come up with a new name for it or a new location for it, so you're not going to overwrite the factory content, which is good. So I might do carbon 2 BK, right? And then I'd save that to my desktop. And importantly, only that version of the ensemble is going to have these snapshots in here. If you open up Reaktor and you just open up carbon 2 again, you're not going to see these snapshots because those snapshots will not have been saved with the ensemble. They're not saved in the factory ensemble. So that's another point. Now, finally, of course, there are times that you're going to want to get rid of snapshots, and you can do that quite easily by coming up to the Snapshot Banks panel, click on this downward-facing arrow with Edit. And this has a variety of other really useful features too that hopefully we'll cover in a future video, and delete selected snapshots. Right, so if I want to delete one of those, I just select that, and it will get rid of it, and then we can start from scratch. So I know this isn't the sexiest type of thing to do in Reaktor, but I think it's tremendously useful to know how to save these snapshots and to bypass the frustration and anxiety that comes from not having those snapshots pop up the next time you open Reaktor. In any case, thanks again for joining me, guys. I'll talk to you again real soon with another tutorial. See ya.